Jeanette Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 6, Volume 2. Now, actually, it's kind of Volume 2. I say Volume 2, it's not, it's Volume 1. Volume 1? Kind of Volume 1, because we played this. I'll move it over so you can see it. We looked at this one last week. In fact, we looked at the Cybernoid, Exelon, Synapse, Firefly, Combat School, and Gryzor last week, which was really good. And do you know what? Importantly, it all loaded, which is fantastic, which is a great thing for What's on the Tape, because if you ever watched this series before, you'll find that loading is often an issue. But anyway, it's part of the journey. That's what I like to think anyway. Part of the journey. So, this week, we've got our Street Sound again, obviously this nice bright fluorescent yellow tape, so we've got that again, but we've got Side B, and Side B says it's got Platoon, Paperboy, Outrun, Starglider and Sentinel. Now, one of those, Platoon's based on the movie of the same name, which is about a company of soldiers or a platoon in Vietnam. So there's that one, and then we've got Paperboy based on the arcade game, Outrun based on the arcade game 2. I'm not entirely sure if it all loads in one. That'll be interesting to see, because I always thought it loaded in sort of segments. You had to flip over the tape to do it. And then we've got Starglider and Sentinel. Now, I remember something about Starglider, that it's a 3D game. I remember thinking it was a very exciting 3D game at the time. But I definitely, I don't know why I put that back in there. Sorry, shot. But I remember thinking it was quite an exciting sort of 3D game. And then Sentinel itself is a game, another 3D game on the Spectrum, another one worth looking at. Anyway, so without further messing around, let's get this in the tape drive. Oops. Right, so I'm done with wrecking my own house and knocked over a statue in the beginning bit, have you heard? Just fell off the side. So anyway, I've done with that, wrecking my own house. So let's get on with the usual. Now, these should all be 128k games, so I'm going to go with the loader. I think that's the most obvious way to deal with this. I'm going to push the play button. Now, this is Platoon. This is based on the movie... Will we stop squeaking? This is based on the movie that was written and directed by Oliver Stone. I did look that up, to be fair. Oh, it's not. It's Paperboy. I'll tell you what happened. Last week, we ended and there was Platoon. Do you remember? On the end of the tape. If you haven't watched last week's, go watch last week's first. But anyway, there was Platoon on the end of the tape. Now, that didn't... That kind of, it didn't work, it didn't load. So we'll get PlayZX on the case for the end of this video. But this is Paperboy. This is a good game. This is a classic to start with. So anyway, this is a tape from my I mean, I said it last week, but I'll say it this week again, from my lovely friend Andre. He's a link in the description below to his channel, and he's basically sent this through to me. It's a part of, I think there's 4 tapes, but we're missing like tape number 3, so there's like, you know, that were kind of what's on the tapes that were sent through. Anyway, yeah. So what I was going to say about Platoon is completely wasted. It was based on it was pretty. I mean, being Oliver Stone, it's pretty violent as usual. So that was the usual sort of thing. Does it have, what's he called, Willem Dafoe in it? I think it does, doesn't it? He's the guy in the front getting... Is he the one in the front getting shot, or is that... it's not Martin Sheen, it's his son. What's his name? Oh, it's a Sheen. I know that. Yeah, he's getting shot on the front, I think. Or is it Willem? It could be one of the two. Either one of them. In the comments below, because you know the answer to that question, and I don't know it off the top of my head right now. Anyway, Paperboy. This is an arcade game where you basically posted papers. It's kind of... It's an action game. I don't want to call it. I was also just going to call it a shoot 'em up there, but it's not quite a shoot 'em up. It's more. Yeah, it's more. I don't know. Arcade action-y game. You basically have these. The houses are the white houses are good houses. The black houses are bad houses. You can smash the windows of the bad houses because they're not subscribers to your paper. You just basically have to make sure that all the posters, all the mail, or the sun, as it's called here, the sun daily, the daily sun is delivered correctly to each house. Now, in the arcade version of this, it came with a set of handlebars to represent your BMX. So you'd have these handlebars, and it was really, 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 really awkward to play. I remember that being one of the key factors of it. I mean, they were always inventive arcade machines. I mean, that was the thing, wasn't it? I mean, if you were going to go play in an arcade machine, they wanted to track the hell out of you. They wanted you to come over there and not just grab a joystick, but grab it. If you, for instance, this last week's arcade challenge was Space Harrier, and Space Harrier had a full sort of joystick that went with it as well, even just in the stand-up versions. So sort of like a cockpit joystick that you could grab and fly around the screen with. And those are the kind of things that attracted you. Outrun, one of my favourite, probably my favourite. Yeah, I think it is. Outrun's still my favourite arcade sort of racing games. In that you could sit in a sort of a mini Ferrari Testarossa, and you could drive the whole thing, in those high and low gears, and it was great. Actually, to be fair, there's another one that comes to mind. I mean, that's about 86 is the Outrun, but the other one that comes to mind is, and I also sat in a sort of a pod for it, and it just felt sort of unreally brilliant at the time. It was Virtua Racing. That was a game that came out, and I remember I was lucky enough to be in an arcade where I think they had 4 of them linked together. I think it was 4. Definitely remember all my mates and me sitting in these things and driving it and looking at those graphics. That stunning sort of. And nowadays, I mean, it's just polygons. Realistically, it's nothing exciting that we haven't seen a million times before. But back then, those polygons were just some of the best and most beautifully coloured things I've ever seen, and I miss that. I don't know about you, but I miss that. One of the things I love about the 80s and 90s was it's all about loud colours, or it seemed to be anyway, when it came to computer games. Because the arcades were loud, they needed to be loud, they wanted to attract your attention, so they needed to shout, come get me, I'm the best arcade machine in here, look at the pretty colours, look at my beautiful graphics, outlandish as it was, and those were great things. But you don't really get those kind of graphics nowadays. Nowadays, they can quite frequently, they're kind of these drab and unexciting sort of graphics that aren't particularly nice. Now, here's the first most interesting point about this. I'm playing this on a ZX Spectrum Plus 2A, and a B is also there. You see, look at the top of the screen there. The high score is off-center. It's actually where it says there's like a coloured bar across the top of the screen. That's because it's technically not meant to work on, or is incompatible with, this particular machine. And as you can see, it's not. It's just there is a memory location that is problematic for that particular image at the top of the screen. So if I press the spacebar and press 1 to select keyboard, I think it's just the keys you think it is. So let's start the game. So here we go. Yeah, so it's not meant to work on this machine, but it does. So, Monday, we've got our papers. You've got to collect other stacks of papers. Is that Cycle Faster? It is. And there we go, there's a sun thing. I used to love this game. Is it space? What's the fire? M? Oh, damn. I hate it when you can't work out your keys. It must be M. Is it M? No, it's N. There, we got that one in. It's N. Why is it N? Right, so we can smash this house because it's got not a naughty person, somebody we don't like, because they're there, and you can do horrible things like knocking down the gravestones and breaking the bins and smashing the windows like that. Now there's a key TV program. What was the TV program? You'll know what I mean. There was a TV program where there we go, got it. Where they used to play Paperboy, and I don't know if it was Time or something similar. I hope I got that. But there was a Paperboy game that was played on the TV, and I can't remember what it is. Somebody tell me. Oh, I think I missed that one. You've got to get the Cycle Faster. Oh no, I think I missed that one as well. The paper's there though. You can see it's there. But if you have nobody else to do around for, that's a big problem. It's great on the Specky. This it really is. It plays really well. That was that White House there. I don't think I got that either. I think they're smashing the windows. Yes, that definitely got, because I heard a blop noise. Right, okay. Smash some windows while we're at it. So I'm guessing the person who had this when the 128K probably had a toast rack or a grey 128K, because that's the one that has the. This is the important bit. This is your bonus stage, by the way. You're getting your points here from throwing your things for extra points. Because remember, it's arcade, so it's all about those points. That's how you proved your worth, by having lots of them. And I think I've lost a few houses there. Yes, I got a few and lost a few. Tuesday. I think you win the game by making it to the end of the week. Now, so smash their window because they've been naughty and they didn't want my papers anymore. So that got that house. Alright. See, they board up the windows as well. I thought that was a lovely touch. They board up the windows. But it gets progressively more difficult because as things appear on the pavement, they get in your way and causes you problems. But you can obviously chuck stuff at them. That's got that one. That kid's going to come. There, I've got you. There, we've got that one. Yeah, I'm doing well. If you get enough into the White Houses, or you get them all, you get basically somebody will resubscribe to you because you're a good one. A good paper boy. Here we go. We're whipping along the road. It is a classic. An arcade classic for certain, and definitely one of my faves on the spec. I always liked it on the Spectrum. There we go, good shot. Managed to get it in there. Never really quite got the angles on it, but I don't think I'm not too bad. Oh damn, got hit by that wheel though. Oh no! Fire, fire! Oh damn, couldn't fire. I've lost another subscriber. That's not very good. Right, get some papers now. And here we go. Bonus points. Go for the more difficult track. Oh, splosh. End of the week. So, good job it's only a bonus thing. I've got one cancelled subscription. Oh, that was a shame. I was doing really well up to then. Let's carry on. See if we can get a few more subscribers. I'm not going to smash your house up because you're a good subscriber. Yeah, that one's done. There's a drunken man, that one actually, I believe. The one who was just going down the road there. Oh, got hit by the bomb. That's my own fault. What a jerk I am. Yeah. Cat. There's a cat. Crazy cat. Right, okay, man there. Oh no, I hit the bird bath. In my rush for power and glory there, I was attempting to do that, and I've lost a subscriber there. Another one. Damn you. Another subscriber's been lost to my poor driving skills. Oh, I should have got off the pavement. But you got to watch out for the cars coming down there when you get off the pavement. Right, okay. He's always there, that guy in his car. He's always zooming across that intersection. Here we go. We're zipping along. Oh, I knew I hadn't come far enough over, but I still persisted. Game over. Input your name. Do I use the character? Oh, scroll. Here we go. Put my name in. Alright. Well, that was a good one to start with, because I do like that. And as I say, look at the memory thing at the top. It's just I think it's just a memory location, because what they did to reduce the chip count is they changed the way the memory worked. So slightly, ever so slightly, but it was just enough to cause incompatibility problems. And that's where the incompatibility problems come from. It's a shame, really, because the production line one, which is the Grey ZX Plus 2, is an absolutely storming machine, but it does suffer from tape issues. That's its big problem. Its tape drivers are a bit problematic. Anyway, right, okay, so one down, many to go. We have, I'm now looking at the tape, we now have Outrun. I'm not sure how this is going to work, because I'm sure this is a multi-loader. So this will be interesting to see how they've coped with this one, or have they just completely bypassed it. Run. I don't know if you could mass load it though, because I mean the other day I put on Target Renegade. And I haven't done that for a while, and in fact I hadn't played it in years, probably going back to the end of the 80s, I think, 89. Not quite 90, 89 I think, was my friend of mine's house. I'm sure, I don't know if that was the right date for the game actually, thinking about it, could be wrong now. But it was very much felt like the end of the 80s, maybe it was the 90s, not sure. Anyway, a friend of mine, he had a plus 2, the grey one. He had a plus 2 grey one, and I remember going around this house and we loaded the entire Target Renegade, and I'd forgotten that it actually does all load in one. It's a full loader. It loads the whole lot, all the levels, and the music. It's fantastic actually. I can't. That's how they should do it for sort of 1 to 8K games. That's how the way you feel like they should do it, isn't it? Right. Okay. We've got some lovely lines on the edge of the screen. I do like these borders when they do that colour thing there. See, there's loud colours for you straight away, isn't it? Making a lot of noise. Oh. Okay. Still going. For a minute there I thought we were all over. But we're not. I think that must have been the code stage for it or something similar. I mean, was there a 128K version of Outrun that loaded in one? Don't know. I mean, the thing is, you'd expect at least some counter notes on here. You know, the tape counter notes, the timer effectively for your tape on this thing as a guide to what you're meant to be doing. Yeah, well, that's what I would have expected if that's the case. You know, so but doesn't seem to be any. That's worrying. 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Now that kind of says to me that it probably isn't the full load with everything in it. I think we might have to have stages in this. This will be interesting because you would have to. Oh, these are horrible, really, aren't these multi-loaders? I was just me, but as a Spectrum user, I didn't mind them, but I did mind them. I remember playing, as I think I said last week, the first one I ever played was Agent X, which had a multi-load, I think. Or was it? Or could have been. Could have been Operation Wolf, because that has a multi-load in it as well. And it's just slightly annoying, you know, that you're having to do that. I mean, the 128K versions, I get it. If you've got a full version that loads, that's great. But if you haven't, it's not so much fun. Just a lot of loading instead of just playing. Just what you really want to do with the Spectrum at the end of the day. 31 seconds. 30 seconds now. It's a nice picture, actually. Isn't it a shame that they didn't colour the Ferrari in the Spectrum version? I don't think it would have been too much to ask to have applied those attributes to it. Yes, you'd have got colour clash, but everything else is monochrome anyway, so it really wouldn't have mattered. There's a game, Codemasters game, where they did that, where they coloured the car but didn't colour the other computer cars, and I can't remember what it's called. I did try it on my channel, and the worst part is I don't remember. What's happening? Have we crashed? I think we've crashed. Oh, you see that? It was me. I jinxed it, didn't I, at the beginning of it? Said we had a lovely time with the street sound stuff last time round. Okay. Well, let's do a reset. Let's see if we can get something else to load. Now, I think those are levels that are there from the sound of them. I think those are levels. Let me just have a little fast forward. Or are they too quick for levels? Maybe too quick for a level. Let's rewind it a little bit. Okay. We played it for a little while. I didn't think it would play that long. Not sure we played. I'm sure we reversed it that long. That's very weird. That I'm looking at the sound pattern of that noise I made, and it actually looks a bit like a Batman on the sound pattern on the screen. That's, you know, it's like his logo. Right, I'm gonna fast forward on. Let's see what we can find further on. Oh, jinxed myself. There's a bit. Yeah, they're definitely loaders for Outrun. Right. Well, we're assuming it's on there. We'll get PlayZX at that one, because I think that's gonna be the easiest way. Annoying, isn't it? Maybe just play one level of it. Yeah. Yeah, these are just levels. Bit annoying. Yeah, they're definitely levels. They're levels for it. And that's the thing. That's how they did the levels as well. It's horrendous. And there's loads of levels on Outrun. Lots and lots and lots of levels, because each individual section is a level. I'm trying to work it out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16 levels? Is there? Something like that. There's a so silly number of them. Because of the route, you could change the routes you went. At the end of each level, you had this, as you drove your Ferrari along, you had this chance to choose what direction you went. And that would define which level you would then load next, rather than whatever else it is. I wondered how they were going to do this on this tape, to be honest with you. But then it would define which way you go. But of course, on the Spectrum, that was really annoying, because I think it was level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. So you then fast forwarding backwards and forwards to the tape just to find the whole thing. And I have to admit, it slightly annoys me that the Outrun for that version. Oh, that's more of that. I'm trying to find the next thing, which should be Star Glider. Well, it sounds like we've got another level here. How irritating. Or maybe it installed it in batches, I don't know, I can't remember. That's another level. Yeah, that's another level of data. Oh, gosh! Not a big fan of that. Doing that. That's not much fun. Yeah, I did wonder actually when I saw it on the table. I was like, how are they going to do that? How without any kind of timing sort of stuff? How can you work that one out? This is one of these humongous tapes. Absolutely enormous tapes. Yeah, more data. Humongous tape. Here we go. Nope. So what we're looking for now is Star Glider. I'm sure it was Star Glider Rainbow Soft. I think it was. I think Sentinel is Rainbow Soft as well, is it not? I might be wrong. Wow, this would be a monstrous tape if it's just all levels for Outrun. I couldn't imagine actually copying Outrun without doing like the main program on one side and then putting the levels on the other side of the tape. I can only think that would be the easiest and most sensible way of doing that, because it would make sense to me. Yeah, it's level again. More levels. You can tell by the sort of short bursts on it that it's levels rather than the longer sort of ways of doing things. Oh, we've had a bit of a disappointment so far. We didn't have the platoon. I should have realised though the other day when we did the platoon that it was there, but it's fine. We have a copy of it. We can certainly sort that out. I mean, a special version of it on PlayZX. Keeping it handy just in case. Okay, another level maybe. What we got here? Come on. Come on. No, level again. Told you there's a lot of levels. Lot of data. Loads of it. Oh, good. That was timing. Wow. Star Glider. I'm sure this is Rainbow Soft. I can remember. I think I can remember the cover or box. It was like a box with a sort of a deep blue colour, and then it had. No, maybe not. This just looks more like a British Telecom loader. We see this a lot on the Firebird selections of games. You get this kind of loader. I don't know whether it was fast loader or not. I guessing there was some advantage to it because they seemed to quite like it. They favoured this sort of loading, as you can see, hexadecimally in chunks, I guess. Was it more efficient? Was it harder to copy? Not sure. But it's just one of those things that you see there. But you were lucky if you got a loading screen as a result, though, which is a bit annoying if you ask me. But yeah, you were lucky to get it. So I'm wrong. It's British Telecom. But did they do stuff with Rainbow Soft? Oh, we can't tell until we get into it. But British Telecom were big into games in the 80s, and do you know what? It's really weird, isn't it? How things go. If they'd stuck with it. If they'd stuck with it, and if W. Smiths had stuck with it as a producer and a seller of games, and honestly, there was a board meeting where they dismissed it completely. This is what happened at W. Smiths. They dismissed games as sort of a fad. It wouldn't catch on. People wouldn't want to keep playing computer games, so they actually dismissed it at the board. Can you imagine what a bunch of old fuddy-duddies must have actually been sat at that board meeting there? Honestly, they kids want to go out and play. No, kids actually want to play computer games nowadays. Come on, get with it. But that meeting basically went along that lines, and that was why W. Smiths pulled out of doing sort of producing games and things. What a mistake that was. Same with British Telecom. They bailed out as well. And this has become gaming and computers and things like this have become one of the they're bigger than movies. Billions of billions and billions of billions of dollars are made by revenue and made by the gaming industry. I mean, as I say, it's Rainbird, not Rainbow Soft. Real time, right? Okay. Let's take this in my stride here. So I'm guessing Rainbird must have been doing something with British Telecom to be selling it through them. Retrogames software were responsible for Starstrike and Starstrike 2, both which I think are groundbreaking in their design. Their three-dimensional design and the way they worked was just absolutely phenomenal. It's one of those games that you probably want to see on the ZX Spectrum next, especially the Starstrike 2, because that's got effectively filled vector objects, and it's really, really impressive. So they came along and they created Starglider. Now, as I say, I think I saw this originally on the Commodore Amiga, not on the Spectrum, so this is going to be a first for me. I don't remember doing it, but as I was saying before, British Telecom, they stepped out. I'm not even sure why they stepped out of the market when it came to computer games. They just stepped away all of a sudden, and you wonder really, because they could have. They must have been making some good money from it, and you just wonder when this. I mean, I know they make billions from their telephones and all the other stuff, but they could be making even more billions from computer games and whatever else it is. I don't know, just a weird one, isn't it? Did they do? I think they did some large, what you would call, I'm gonna guess nowadays you'd call them AAA titles. They did a few, didn't they? Didn't do an awful lot. Not an awful lot, I remember anyway. Has that stopped? Oh no, I thought it stopped there. I was about to stop the tape, but no, it's carried on going. It's a nice loading screen, that one though. I like the way that the ship is flying forward towards us. I like that kind of the way the wings look like I think they look like they're swept forward, which I think is where they are. And they're swept forward, there's missiles underneath this sort of cockpit there, and the back there you've got that explosion of thrust as it comes sort of charging towards you. Now I've no idea whether we can define keys on this. I'm hoping we can. That would be lovely. It's amazing how good the graphics were back then as well, though. I mean, this is a game that's, I don't know, there's no date on there, but you can assume that it's at least 35 years old, maybe? 45 years old? Sorry, I'm getting it wrong, aren't I? I'm confusing myself here. 1982, Spectrum came out. I'm trying now. Maths is it's been a long day. But either way, it's a very old game, and as a very old game, the graphics are beautiful. I'm totally confused. You can put answers in the do my maths for me in the thing. How many years ago was it? And put it in the comments below. Put the maths in there. It's been a long day. Oh, it's been a long, busy week as usual, doing the old work thing and not doing YouTube things. God. You know, it must be fun. I guess there's a lot of pressure involved in actually doing YouTube as a serious thing. I mean, I just do it as a hobby. You know, I quite enjoy posting videos and showing you things that I'm enjoying and games that I'm playing. But it must be a really hard work actually once you get to that point where you go, right, I'm generating some kind of revenue from it, and then the effort that's required to kind of continue to engage your audience with things over and over again. It must be quite hard work, that, actually, to be honest with you. I do appreciate those people who come back to my channel to watch, because with these are good old games, and we enjoyed them. We loved them as kids. These are the games we loved playing, and these are the games that you want to share with your kids, and hopefully your grandkids as well. Force them to play these games instead of those virtual reality or Fortnite. Do you know what they'll be? They'll be trying to force credit cards into the tape deck to try and pay for DLC, won't they? What do you mean, Grandpa? I can't buy my way through level 1. Level 2? Where's the DLC for this? How do I upgrade the graphics? Where do I put the credit card? That's what it'll be in the future, unfortunately. It's very sad, but it's very true. I bought my first AAA. I've been saying this for that Theory AAA. I don't think it's a AAA. It was AAA money, but I would have said it was more a AA, because that seems weird. B movie to a I don't know, Blockbuster maybe, but I'm just because I bought I bought Samurai Showdown, which is the SNK game. I recently bought that for the Switch, and I put it in, and I was hoping, because they'd done King of Fighters 14, and although I know there's some downloadable content for King of Fighters 14, it actually had a full roster of characters. There was like 50 or 60 odd characters, and I was quite delighted with that. And it was lots and lots of things you want to do. So I put in Samurai Showdown. I hadn't done any research on it. I just saw it and I thought, right, I'm going to get it. I might as well. I do like the SNK stuff, and I do like Samurai Showdown. I haven't seen the 3D version. I'll just get it. So I didn't even do any research. I didn't look at a review on YouTube or anything like that. I didn't look for any, sort of IGN and all that kind of stuff. No, none of that. Just bought it, pre-ordered it. And anyway, it arrived a couple of days ago, and I stuck it in the Switch, and I was absolutely... I was... It'll teach me. I won't buy another AAA title or AA title like that, because I put it in, and the first thing I noticed, the very first icon it sets you on, or very much, I think, no, maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'll be honest, but I may be wrong about that, but one of the first icons I spotted in there, Nintendo Shop. What? Nintendo Shop. £14.99 for a season pass to unlock 4 characters. To unlock 4 characters that are already in the game, but basically they're so cheap that you literally want you to buy for it. I was so disappointed. I expect so much more from SNK, because they've got arcade sort of pedigree. They created some really good beat 'em ups and shoot 'em ups and all kinds of stuff, and I was so disappointed. I really was quite livid with it. It's a good game without the DLC, but there they are. First thing they're doing is trying to sell me 4 of the characters that I can see are already in the game on the day of release. It's just wrong, and as a sort of a games buyer myself, I'm gonna stop doing that. AAA's had its day with me. That was the last straw. I'm not buying one full price like that again. I've bought a lot of indie titles recently, which are much more complete for the Switch than this one here. I just felt cheated. It felt dirty, you know. Why would I want to pay another 15 quid when I've already paid you 45 for the thing in the first flipping place? Why would I want to do that? I bought from Asia. This is an interesting one, but anyway, I think I said in the last video. But I bought some games from Asia, and there was about 12 different games from Sayoko or Psycho, whatever you want to call it. And they're all complete. They're all arcade games. They're all complete. Yes, they're slightly remastered versions of the original arcade games, but they're complete. There's nothing else to them. That's it. They're done. You know, the number of other things that I've bought recently for the Switch are complete. There's nothing else to them. I'm not expecting there to be DLC for it. I've been lucky enough to be sent a few review codes for some Switch games, and they're complete. From the people that I deal with that send me these things, they send me indie games that are complete, and they're not charging the earth for them. They're small amounts of money from small developers or even single man developers, and they're complete. And it just feels cheap, doesn't it? You know, that why the hell should you pay more when you've already paid for it the first time round? Why would you want to? I get it when you get something better for it at the next part of it. Good example. A number of years back, Fallout 3 comes out. One of my favourite RPGs. Love it, right? Okay, and I know that the company involved in this has got a bit of a reputation at the moment. But one of the things they did is they didn't give you DLC to begin with. They got some music as well. Very nice. DLC to begin with. They added some expansions later on, and they were like between £10 and £15, and they were expansions. They were proper individual stories in their own right. Nobody minds paying for that kind of stuff, but nobody wants to pay for cosmetic clothing when you play something like Dead or Alive from the PlayStation 1's era, 2000 and sort of whatever else it is, and there was unlockable costumes, and some characters had over 25 costumes. You don't pay for those. They're built into the game. If you want to sell me something with value. And I know that's hard with beat-em-ups, but you can't just put it in my console and there they are straight away to buy, because that means you already premeditatedly knew to take out content. Took out content. It's so wrong. Anyway, let's get on to Starglider. Something to brighten my day. Right, okay, let's see what's the controls. I'm going to define them. Right, okay. Oh god, there's lots of keys here. Q, A, O, P, Z, X, accelerate, decelerate, L to launch missile, up, down, left, right, Z, L to launch missile, S for super missile. Right, okay, I got those keys. Super missile, and R for rear scanner. Do you want to change these keys? No, I do not. Space to fire the laser. Okay. Sound 5. All. Yes, please. Centering. None. Should I get it to center both so that I don't go all over the place? Yeah, let's center both. Enter to start the game. Here we go. So, I'm sure there was something about towers on this. Right, so I can accelerate. Launch the missile. Oh god, missile view. Oh my god. I'm going to crash it. And did it say missile launched as well, by the way? Did you hear that? I heard that. I'm going to try and crash it into something. Oh god, I've crashed it into the ground. I am sure that said missile launched there. There's something there. Kill that other star glider. Where's R for rear view? Let's speed up a bit. There's my speed going up. Come on, shoot something down. I got it. I'm shooting it. I'm moving in on it. Moving in for the kill. Yes! Wow, look at that! It's like flapping. I remember a level with towers. Is that, or am I thinking of another game? Maybe I'm thinking of another 3D systems game. But look, this is a Spectrum with 3-dimensional graphics going like this. That's more awesome. Am I meant to fire a super missile at it? S. That's a missile launched. Or have I launched my missile already? Oh, damn! I think I'm getting it wrong here. I don't know what I'm meant to be aiming for, but there's things on the screen. There's little dots on the screen. There's one here as well. Look. Yes, got something. Oh no, it was me maybe blowing up. Yes. I'm guessing the red ones are the ones to destroy. Oh, here we go, the towers, you see? I knew there was towers. You shoot the top of the towers off, I think. Oh, it's a walker! Ah! Wow. So cool. There's the top of the tower. There's a tower. That's the top of the tower goes off. Come on. No! Crashing in everything here. Wow. Yes, cool. Okay. There's that thing on the floor there. Let's turn around. We've got some other stuff around here. I was trying to look behind me there, but I couldn't see anything. There's that glider, another glider. Minus speed, minus speed, minus speed. Can we flip over? No. Okay, okay, okay. We'll spin back around. I'm just firing everything here. There's a tank. I think my energy's going down. I think my energy's on the... Yes, got the tank. Let's get our speed up a little bit. Here we go. Let's go. Just slowing down again. Sorry, concentration going on here. Yeah, I knew that was what you had to do with the towers. Slow down. There he is, tank. I think I'm almost dead here. Got these walkers to deal with. Okay, let's speed up towards this walker. He's making a run for it. Oh, sugar, I've run out of laser. Oh, damn it. Ow. I've run out of laser. I didn't know I could run out of laser. Oh, somebody's played this before. It's going, what an idiot you are. That's a missile. Ramming speed. There you go, ramming speed. Oh, didn't die. Thought would have done. There we go. Completely destroyed. I crashed into the ground. That's cool. That was kind of cool. I like that one. Actually, but in the scale of things, though, I actually preferred their original real-time sort of the original Star Strike and Star Strike 2, funnily enough. But it was good. It was good. I enjoyed that. Anyway, right, okay. So we should have Sentinel now. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to work out. I'll play this one. This is a game I've seen a few people play on YouTube before, but I'm not sure what it's about, if that makes sense. I'm not sure I know enough about it. It's a 3D game, I know that. and I know it's something to do with beaming to spots, absorbing energy, not being seen by this like all-seeing eye kind of thing, I think. And I'm guessing this is Rainbird as well, so this is another... It's interesting they've got the same kind of loader as British Telecom. Was Rainbird part of the British Telecom group? Maybe they were. Maybe they were part of the whole thing. Don't know. Well, I reckon the UK market would be completely different, you know, if those two players had actually stayed in it. I think we'd have. I think we might have seen. I don't know. I know the QL came out. This is my concern here is that we should have seen another Spectrum, but we shouldn't have seen the QL. There should have been a logical progression for the next Spectrum, if that makes sense. The QL was obviously Sir Clive's attempt to break into the business market, but it wasn't placed correctly. He hadn't got it for the first. Not for the. I'm going to say the first time. I think that Sir Clive pointed it in one direction, and sometimes he was an innovator, but at the same time, I think he got the QL a little bit wrong. I think it was. I mean, I've actually got a QL. Unfortunately, it's faulty, but I have got a QL. When you put power into it, it goes. It's really good, and then flashes loads of colours. I think it needs repaired, but to be fair, it came out of somebody's loft as it was a freebie. But anyway, but I think the QL wasn't quite the right direction to go. It's a bit like no, it's Firebird. This. Right, a bit like, you know, the Electron was a little bit, wasn't placed correctly, if that makes sense. It wasn't. That was them attempting to do. They took a backward step over the BBC, which had cornered kind of the business market and the educational one, and they should have pushed on with the next sort of, not iteration, the next version, the next whatever else it is. I don't know, but it just seems like we kind of missed a trick here, and WH Smiths and Telecom, you know, BT being involved in it, that could have seriously pushed the direction that these guys took. I mean, nowadays, I don't know what WH Smiths does nowadays. Has anybody been in a WH Smiths in a long time? I haven't, to be fair. The only time I ever went in is they moved my local, one of the post offices in my city into the WH Smiths, which is the only reason I actually went in there. And I remember thinking, these are all self-service tills, and there's like one lone worker sort of standing at the far side, looking, waiting for somebody to push the button or break it, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, they're all self-service tills. Another thing I dislike intently, by the way. I think that self-service tills are a terrible thing because they stop people paying tax, and tax pays for all people and hospitals and other things. And if you've got a self-service till, then you should pay tax for it as a corporation. And that's the answer to that question, you know. So we can all relax and have all the automation we like, as long as that the people producing the goods and whatever else are paying tax on these things. Otherwise, there's no money. Anyway, Bill Gates said something similar. Actually, I think he copied it from me, but he said something similar. The automation, it's fine. Automation's fine, but you still need to take you still have to take the necessary tax equivalent from the machine to cover the person who's no longer working. Which kind of makes sense if you think about it. I think that automation taxes should be almost applied. I know it seems like they'll then go, oh, but we're going to tax other people. Well, they can't, because it doesn't really work like that. There still has to be a way to. They'll be paying less in the long run because they won't be paying the wage. They're only paying the tax on it, and the tax goes towards, you know, hopefully you're all never working again, you know, and sitting doing YouTube videos all the time, possibly. It makes sense. But anyway. So, where was I? Yeah, but I just think it would have been an interesting world if those two companies had stayed in it. I think they could have shaped it a little bit more, but never mind. Never mind. I mean, as I say, WH Smith's was bare when I went in there. I can't even remember what's in there, to be honest. Some magazines. A lot of people does it online nowadays. Some they didn't even have a computer section. I don't even remember if they had anything else. Paper. All these things that are almost gone by the by. I mean, I know my daughter uses her phone to draw things nowadays. I don't think I've ever seen her sit and draw very often. I know, it's not a lie. I lie. She likes to draw, but she doesn't. But it's not quite the same because she'll still draw on a phone. So interestingly. Ooh, has that failed? That was a long load for a fail. I'm seeing if there's anything else after it, just the hell of it. Oh, we have three failures. Right, where should we start with this? Let's take that tape out here. And let's bring up PlayZX. I want to start with the one that I'm only going to do one level of because it's going to annoy the hell out of me otherwise. I want to start with Outrun. So let's have a little look and see if we can find Outrun. Oh, yes, I can. Wow, it's a monster. But I don't think it's all load. I think it's just this particular, just the first bit and then the levels. But you can see from looking at this, I can see why it was such a. I mean, why would you? Oh God, I can't even think of a good reason to copy it. To be honest with you, I can't think of a good reason. So in goes the old MP3 tape cassette converter. Let's put it on PlayZX. Pop that on my knee. Let's reset this. Let's reset the spectrum. I'll put it on the Outrun for the 128K. Done. Play. There we go. We are away with Outrun. Hope it loads. That's interesting. The other one said out. I just said run, didn't it, when it was programmed? I always find these alterations quite interesting. I wonder whether or not. There's several versions of this, alright? This one I'm actually loading here is it says it's the 128K version. Then there's the re-release from Kicks. There's the Outrun for... That's a different loader, isn't it? Doesn't look anything like it. This is the US Gold version of it, apparently. There's re-releases, Outrun re-releases. It's all a bit weird, if you ask me. This whole, I mean, I actually did buy Outrun. I remember buying Outrun and for the Spectrum. I was looking forward to it simply because I absolutely adore the arcade version. Yeah, absolutely adore the arcade version. I think Outrun is still fantastic. I'm a little disappointed though with the Switch version. I know it's almost identical, but it's not because it doesn't have a Ferrari in it. It has a little hawk logo in the middle of the thing, and when the car flips, it hasn't got those sort of side cut things along the side of it. You know, those ones that came with the Testarossa down the edge, and it doesn't have them. And for me, it doesn't feel right if it's not a Testarossa, it's not a Ferrari, and I know why they did it, because basically it was a licensing issue. I think back in the 80s that they didn't. I don't think that Ferrari really understood licensing and the money that they could churn in by sort of selling licenses to model a Ferrari into a game, you know, like they do nowadays. But it's just a shame, and I can imagine some CEO at Sega going, you know, or seeing the bill from Ferrari for just to license it for a Switch game that costs a $5, you know, and him saying, do you know what? Let's just remodel the car. Maybe not in English, obviously, because I assume the CEO's Japanese, but you know what I mean. I can imagine him just going, nah, we can, for half the price we can remodel the car, and then we can just do it forever, and nobody will ever care, you know, and we'll all not fuss. I do care, not because I'm a Ferrari enthusiast or a car enthusiast in any way, shape, or form, but it's iconic. The whole thing is iconic, and changing those minute details, it doesn't make me feel right. Does not make me feel right. I mean, I remember playing it on the best version. I say the best version. The version I really liked of it. I know it's on the Master System, but I really Stop! I'm just trying to rewind it here. I've just realised I made a big error there with judgment with the tape. Let's do outrun. 3 for controls. It's got the right music. Do 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 do. Keyboard 1. Alright, I don't know what that is. 1. Press play. Oh. No. Can I go back? Oh no. So annoying. No, it won't do that. Can we skip? I'm trying to see if I can skip on here now. I can't skip it. Ah. Right, well, we'll just let it do this because it's gonna looking for number 1. We'll let it do this anyway. So, but yeah, I mean, I think for me, the version that I thought was pretty good after the arcade, and I think I liked it a lot, and I know I had it. I had the Japanese version of Outrun for my Mega Drive, and I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a really, really good version of it. It was one that sort of blew me away. It was like close enough. But to be fair, when you replay it nowadays, it's not quite as good. But if you go to the Sega Saturn version on the Sega Ages, now that is a pretty special conversion. It's a really good conversion. In fact, it works really well. It looks really nice, and it's nothing you wouldn't expect. If I'm probably brutally honest, it's the version you really want to play. So I'm watching the timer on this very with eager eyes, hoping it will find whatever it needs to find. Yeah, we're going to have to go through the whole thing again because there's no rewind on PlayZX, which is a bit of a shame actually. That's the annoying part about this as well, because even this is the 128K version, and I'm not sure that the 38K version had the music, and I think that's the difference. The music when it started up there. I think that's the only difference between the two. It's a bit off, really, isn't it? At the end of the day, that was there. I'm not sure what made this so big either, because it's just a racing car game at the end of the day, and I know the levels change, but you could have cheated to some extent, couldn't you? You just needed to make it sort of go left and right and sort of, I don't know, map it out, and maybe they loaded different sprites. I may be being a bit unfair to it, realistically, to the whole thing. I'm just waiting for it to load here. Getting close. We're almost there. Brace yourselves. It's not that exciting. It really isn't that exciting. There's a number of other ones here. Outrun Europa. I didn't even know that I'd made it to the Spectrum. Outrun Europa. Was that the next one? I think it was, wasn't it? It was the less popular next version of it. That's what that was. Yeah, I know. We're loading through. Wanted is one, found is not. I know. We're waiting for it. Wanted 1. This is so annoying. You'd have to flip over the tape for this and then do the old things with it. And with the PlayZX, it's even worse. I mean, you can see why it would have been annoying on that tape as well. Because I imagine the owner of that having to skip through those levels to get to Outrun on that big tape. Oh, absolutely horrible. No fun at all. Absolutely none. Right, I think we're coming up to the break now. Here we go. Wanted 1. This should be 1. There. So this is the level 1. This is the first bit of the drive. I'm going to pause it after that and move the tape out of the way. Or the phone out of the way. Mobile out of the way. Okay. I don't know how long these levels are to load, actually. They seem quite long, to be honest. If they were a minute long each, that's quite a long time that you actually have to wait for them. I remember the ones to Target Renegade were a lot faster than this. Well, certainly I thought they were. Well, it's nearly a minute long, that, so far. There we are, that's us. Right, so this is our car. Turn that off. Frame rate. And remember that the original version was 60 frames per second. The frame rate here is nowhere. And I've changed gear. I was nowhere near as... It's got the music though. Do 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 do. There you go. Change down gear there. Got high and low gears. See, there's a cheat going on as well. Look at the horse on the car. It flips directions because it's mirrored. Just keep the sprite count down. Look. Little horse goes left and right. That's kind of cool. I think it did that in the Mega Drive version as well. I remember seeing it. Or maybe it's a quirk of the game itself. Maybe it always did. Maybe the original arcade version did that. I don't know. I can't remember. I remember still thinking this was good. It wasn't... You know, the thing is, we used to love them all when they were converted from the arcade. And you played the arcade version and you was like, I'm playing Outrun at home. And, you know, I am. I'm playing Outrun at home. This is me playing Outrun. We are playing... the game, you know, that I had in the arcade. This is the first time I've played Outrun in absolutely years on the Spectrum. I've played it on the. Funnily enough, I played Sega Ages on the Sega Saturn the other day, which is a superb arcade conversion. And I played that the other day, and I also played. Oh, I have played it. To be fair, I've been getting quite a few versions. There's another one for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. That includes one, another one called Sega Ages of some sort, or Sega Classics or something similar, and it looks totally different. And I'm dying to try it. I haven't had a chance to put it onto the old PlayStation 2 yet, but it looks so different because we were playing Super Puzzle Fighter. We like that in our household. I'm quite keen on that one, Puzzle Fighter. I think this is the road change. Yeah, this is the road change. So we've got to choose which direction we go. We've got to do it within the time. Come on. Yeah, we go. Speed up, speed up, speed up, speed up, speed up. Press play. So this is us onto the next level. I don't even know if this next level's just here, actually. If it is, on the pause, this will be funny. It is? What do you know? Should we do the next level? We might as well, as we're doing this stage, just across the top of the thing. I'll press the pause on here in a second. About 50 seconds, these. Just under a minute. There's quite a long load, if you ask me that. Maybe the music, because the music's pretty good, actually. I must admit. I'm just moving the thing up and down, just waiting for it to load. There. Ah, it's the music, I think. I think it's the music that's causing the problem. I've got to press the stop button there. Yeah. Oh, wow. It's not bad, actually, the music. I'm quite impressed. Not bad at all. Do you know, if I'd been playing this at home, and I remember playing it, I don't remember playing it at home, but I do remember having it. I think I would have been quite impressed by this, but I don't think because I had the 48K version, I'm quite convinced I didn't get the music. Which is really good on the 128K. I like that. We're probably going to run out of time though, because I'm not the best of drivers on this. Do find the loading really annoying though. See, and that's a proper Ferrari there, but you could have coloured it. Do you know what I was saying about colouring it? You could have coloured the back of that Ferrari there, without doubt. You could have coloured that. I suppose it would have been a bit annoying when you flipped it over, but the attributes would have just been an attribute change. It wouldn't have. I don't think it would have used a huge amount of memory or required a huge amount of extra programming to do. And you just need to paint it red and white, basically, and that would have been delightful. That would have been. I know they went monochrome just because they thought, oh well, that'll make Oh, here we go. We'll come to the road change again. No, I'm missing it. There you go. Failed. There we go. We'd get a score in. That's very similar. That's really good, actually, music-wise. I'm quite impressed with that. I was quite surprised, actually, how good that turned out to be. Right, okay. With that excitement, let us try Platoon now. based on the Oliver Stone movie. Let's go for that. We'll do that one. Yeah, that's cool. Right. Okay. Platoon. Let's see if that's in here. Platoon. It is. Ocean Software. Good lord. I've got the 128k version here though. So let's go with the 128k version. Let's push the play button on the tape recorder. There you go. Right, okay. Now push the play. We've got the loader in. And... Hang on, stop, let's start again. There. Go for it. That was still trying to do this. That was trying to do outrun. Still. Right, so we've got that on there. Platoon! So, yes, Oliver Stone movie written and directed by, can't remember who, it's Willem Dafoe's in it. Remember, Sheen is in it, can't remember the other bit of it. And he just follows a platoon in Vietnam. A war that was defined by, and this is the most ridiculous things about it. I've watched, there's a sort of a documentary, I guess is the word to put it, on Netflix. It's about 10 episodes long. Each one's about an hour long. So I actually sat and watched this because I find this particular war fascinating in the fact that it's so terrible in its nature and absolutely destructive and totally pointless in the sense of human life and suffering and whatever else it is, and 100% politically driven, like most wars are. You know, it seems sometimes I don't know. I guess, you know, the British pulled out of what used to be called Indochina. The Americans came in after the French, who were struggling in there as well. And it was a strange time. It was kind of, you know, after Second World War, but little settling down, you know, communism and all this kind of stuff. And it was this particular sort of, well, to be fair, it was never declared a war. It was actually a conflict. There's a big difference. You have to declare war. In this particular case, they didn't declare war. It was really, I mean, it's if you think about the way that it was defined, in the way that because they couldn't just capture territory like they did in other wars. So, you know, you could clearly define, if you captured Paris, for instance, Paris was yours. That's your city then. And it was clearly defined rules of engagement and whatever else. In Vietnam, there wasn't that kind of thing. They pretty much had the run of the entire sort of country, and they. Yes, that must be loaded all in one. Pretty much had the run of the entire country. So they couldn't define victory in any other way than in the number of deaths. That's really morbid if you think about it. The only way that the Americans were able to define how well they were doing was by the number of soldiers that perished. That's a really weird loader. Look at that. See how it was going across the lines? Number of soldiers that perished during conflict. That was how they defined it. That's really, I'm quite moved by that. You know, in the sense of that's quite sad, really, that was the way it was defined. I guess fortunately and unfortunately, you know, platoons would come back and claim more, you know, kills than actually occurred, so that their figures look better, which then unbalanced the information and intelligence they had. So they would send more troops to the places where they were getting high reports of Vietnamese soldiers, and they wouldn't necessarily be there because the reports were fabricated. It was a mess. It was genuinely, most people would agree that the Vietnam War was a bit of a mess, and like anything else, you feel sorry for the soldiers that are put there for political reasons rather than for the right reasons. So I feel for the soldiers that went there and those people who voluntarily went there as a result. So yeah. So the Platoon is a quite a sort of poignant, moving, blah 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 movie from Oliver Stone. It's the game itself. It kind of tries to take some of those things on board. It tries to do sort of a number of things. It tries to cover certain parts of them, getting lost in jungles and all the bits that go with it. So it does try and do some of it. So and the game itself, when it came a very large box. It was re-released, I think it was. Pretty sure it was released, but it came in a large box which had a load of things, including postcards of the soldiers and like a photo of them. Sorry, not postcard, photo of them as the platoon. It was obviously the actors, a poster, a musical tape of the music of the era, which was very good actually. I have it somewhere, Platoon, but I don't have the tape. No, I think I've got the instructions. Most of the bits are missing. It's always funny, isn't it? I mean, but I suppose over time things do go missing. That's the thing. A lot of this stuff ended up in the attic, and I guess with the revival of the old retro gaming, well, it's never a revival. I think a lot of it's still played in, but the real sort of rebirth, and all these people now collecting again, and driving up prices for those people who've been collecting for donkey's years and whatever else is. But that kind of thing is bound, I guess, to go missing as people pull it out the loft and attempt to flog it on eBay for £4 million. I saw there was a recently brought to my attention on the Retrotech 100 Facebook group was somebody was bidding up an Amiga 1200. And it had got to 2,100 quid, and it's like, what? How? But it seems a bit of trolling or some sort going on in there. It's really sad, actually, to be honest with you, that occurs. I don't know why you'd want to do that, to be honest with you. I suppose you're stopping somebody's auction, aren't you? Finishing them off and making sure that they can't do it. But anyway, am I finished? I don't know if I'm loaded or not. I don't hear any music. Oh no, we're still loading. We've got a little bit to go. Wee bit to go. I'm sure this has popped up or cropped up possibly on one of the previous What's on the Tape. I feel it has, and I feel we didn't go to the trouble of loading it. Possibly. Certainly remember that corrupted screen. Oh, not corrupted screen, but that screen being corrupted by the whole thing. They went with the magenta there. You often go with yellow for skin on the Spectrum version of the things, don't they? I guess magenta's kind of too pink for skin. Is that may be right, isn't it? They usually go with the yellow for the skin. It's just. But that seems very, very pink indeed. Done by AJ there, I don't know what there. 1986 film. I don't know when the game came out. I think it was 88. Now available on video. I got I don't know if I mentioned this, but I got a little portable telly the other week, and that was an absolute steal. In fact, I don't think I have mentioned that actually. We went out a little bit charity shop hunting, and then. To see if they could find anything good, and I came back with a huge pile of Xbox games, somewhere we hadn't been before. Tiny little town, just over the border of Scotland. Tiny little town, only a couple of charity shops. I think there's 3 in total, and we thought, we'll not find any. 3 in an antique shop, which was more like a charity shop when you went in. Really, it's more jumble than anything else. But anyway, so we thought, well, we'll not get anything here anyway. So we walked into the first place we went into. Mrs. said, "Look over here, they've got Xbox games." I was like, "Really?" And I just turned around, had a little look. Yeah, they did have Xbox games. They had loads of Xbox games. So first off, I collected almost the entire first shelf of them. I was like, I'm having them. And then we went through the back, and they had a CRT TV, a little 14-inch Philips TV. I was like, brilliant. That's really good. We'll have that TV. I think we're finished, and it hasn't loaded. It hasn't loaded. Let's try this one. Let's see if this helps. I don't know if it will. That's a bit naff, actually. I don't know what it's loading. I think this may be what happened last time round with Platoon. We might have to do it. But anyway, so we're in a charity shop, and I had a little look. And in the back of this little 14-inch Philips TV, with a working VHS player in it. Not that I've actually got any VHS anymore, but the lady who showed me that it was working. It was spotless. There was a couple of marks on it, but it hadn't been. And we turned it on, and the date on it was 1994, and it was absolutely spotless. And the image is crystal clear. I'm quite enamoured by it, to be honest with you. First thing I did was put the Sega Saturn on it, and it looks great because I've got the proper cable for the Sega Saturn as well, so you get the RGB output, and it looks really, really good. The only thing I really need to do though is I need to adjust where it shoots on the screen, because it's slightly to the left, so it's kind of missing a little bit to the left. But beyond that, it's absolutely spot on. So I need to get the Specky on it next. That's the thing. I need the Spectrum on there. I need the Mega Drive on there. I need the SNES on there. In fact, let's be honest. I need to try everything that was original retro console or computer game, or computer or whatever else on there, because it'll be awesome, to be honest with you. But I really, really like that. I thought it was really nice sort of touch. So I'm not sure what this is loading, by the way. It just seems to be like loading anything I give it. Rewind side B and press play. Right, okay. This is technically, there's a file here called side B. So I'm feeding it side B, but I don't think it's actually doing anything with it. No, I don't think it's doing anything with it. I'm not sure it's even. I think it's just. I don't know what it's doing. Rewind side B and press play. Yeah, I mean it's busily going. Yep. It says look, rewind side B. I don't think it's doing anything. I think it doesn't. I don't think it works. Naff. I'll have to find the original version, because look, it's just saying rewind side B. It doesn't really care what seems to be going through it. Oh. Anyway, Platoon. Yeah, that's really good. That worked well. No. I'm not even sure I can get that to work on the Omni, because you need to kind of load the whole file, because I would try it otherwise. Right, okay, where are we at? Not Starglider, Sentinel, isn't it? We're going to try Sentinel. So we'll give Sentinel a go. Sorry, I'm putting some background noise in there. If I find a version of this that works, Sentinel. Sentinel. Not Sentinels. Is it the Sentinel? No, I think it's not on here. This is one of those. Going to be one of those. I'm going to try the Sentinel. I don't know if it is the Sentinel, but we'll give it a try. It is the Sentinel. Aha! Let's do the original release. Done. Stop. Right, okay, let's put load on here. Let's press the play button. The Sentinel by Firebird. Here we go. So, the Sentinel. If I find a version though of Platoon that works, I will definitely. What happened there? That didn't start well. Stop. Let's try it again. Probably needs the hedge cleaned again. Right, we've got Sentinel again. Right, okay. If I find a version that works of Sentinel, not Sentinel, sorry, of Platoon, I'll try and put it on. But I think I'm going to struggle here without actually loading possibly the original tape. That's the one that I think we're going to end up with. The original tape doing its thing. So I don't know. We'll give it a try. So we'll see if hopefully the Sentinel will load. There's quite a few games that along the way that I would like to have tried back in the day, and this is one of those ones. But I don't think I understood how it played, so although I'd like to have tried it back in the day, never really understood. It looked really good, and I thought it was really impressive, but I didn't really understand what it was about. I think I know more now than I did then, which was something to do with some kind of eye thing you have to get closer and closer to shoot by beaming yourself from point to point, so you kind of stay stuck, if that makes sense. And the Sentinel's looking, or something similar. and you could hide behind like mountains and ridges and stuff like that. If you played Sentinel back in the day, you please put it in the comments below. But what I'm missing? Give me a rough précis of the old instructions. What was Sentinel about? Because there was one of those games that I felt like I should own or try, but never did. There were some games that were just too expensive as a kid. You know, there were. I mean, I think my kind of limit to my sort of expenditure on games often required naff. We are not having fun here. We are not having fun. Repeat, not fun at all. Let me just try. Let's see. I'm going to try that again. No, we're not. I'll tell you what we're going to do. What we're going to do is I'm going to pause for a second here. You guys hopefully. Actually, no, sorry. I haven't had a cup of coffee this evening. Well, listen, this when I'm doing this. It's unlike me. You know, I normally have my cups of coffee. That's probably what's wrong. That's why they're not loading, because he knows I haven't had coffee. Anyway, I think we'll put... Oh! And that's me making noise for no good reason. Hang on a minute. Right, get rid of that. Sorry about that. I think I've forgotten to stop PlayZX there. Sorry about that. Right, you guys have a second, and I'll come back to you. And what I'll do is I'll get my DivMC plugged in, and we'll try and load the two games that we've got here mentioned. All right. So hang on a second. I'll be back in a mo. Okay, I'm back, and I just wanted to show you this when I turned it on. This is what happens when the DivMC is turned on when it's in the machine. So I thought I'll just turn it on and show you. Hang on a second. Got to push the plug in. But you can see it boots this like operating system with a disc there, which just flashed up on the screen briefly. It's a very clever bit of kit, to be absolutely honest with you. You push a blue button on the top of it, and it goes to a menu thing that you can scroll through on the Spectrum. These guys are so good, and there's my What's on the Tape directory. And then what we can do is in here, we've got the two games. We've got the Sentinel, or we've got Platoon. I think we'll go Sentinel first, and we'll see if we can get that to load. It's here, it's been downloaded from. Oh, right, okay, here we go. Yeah, you can find any rare ROM here. We've done this before, actually. We've found any rare ROM before. Right, there we go, Sentinel. And it has loaded, which is great. So, I don't know, I don't know the ins and outs of this game. I have no idea what you got to do. A to absorb an object, T to create a tree, B to... Oh, I'm never going to remember all this, am I? B to create a block, R to create a robot, transport to another robot, turn 180... Oh, God. Do you know what? I can see me not remembering any of those commands. A to absorb a object, T for tree, B for block, R for robot, Q to transport, U for 120... so T, A, T, B, R... Right, I'm going to try it. I'll see how we do. P to play. Right. Okay. So I don't know what's happening. Okay. 1 for keyboard. Okay. Right. Where am I? Is it loading? Sentinel. Press any key. Okay. Landscape number 1. Enter key code 1. Right. I don't know what that means. I think I've just randomly generated the background where we're at. I always found this really kind of confusing. I wasn't sure what I was doing on it. And yet again, that looks like I'm going to be fully confused with the keys, because I'm never going to remember the any key. Wrong secret code. Ah, damn. Landscape number. Oh, do I need codes to get into it? 1. Oh, God. Do I need codes to get into Sentinel? I'm going to quickly look and see if I can find the Sentinel for the Spectrum online. Hang on. I didn't think there was a code on it to get into it. Sentinel code. Oh, my. Sentinel. I'm just typing it in now. So, Sentinel. If I can spell it. There we go. And I've got to do codes. Where's the codes? Game map instructions. I don't know. Oh, there's the instructions on how to play. I don't know what I'm looking for here. It's a great big I. I haven't got a code, so press enter. Is that it? Have I just done it right because I've not put a code in? I did landscape 1 with no code. I guess maybe there's a code for doing it. Wrong secret code. I feel like I've never played this before. Oh right, okay. There are 0000 is the landscape number. Those are the landscapes. They go up to 9,999. There we go. Landscape 00000. Press any key. There we go. I got it wrong. You meant to have filled in the whole thing there, which is really weird. Okay. Right. Okay. So cursor keys should move me around. No, it doesn't. I'm doing something. A to absorb. T. B. Space. Q. I'm trying to move. P is pause, I'm guessing. Right, enter. I'm trying to move. Oh, I'm a rubbish example of this, aren't I? I really don't, because I don't know really. Oh, that's colours. I can make it some very gaudy colours by the look of things. Quite like that. There's a blah, blah. So I'm pushing buttons now across the keyboard. Oh dear me. Okay, as I say, in the comments below, you tell me what I'm doing wrong. I thought I got it. I thought I got it right there. No, I can't find it. I can only seem to change the colours, and I can't seem to do anything else. Nothing to absorb or move. I can't believe you can change the colours like that. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, so that's Sentinel. I had no idea how it plays. Sorry, guys. Girls. I'm really sorry. I can't work it out. I don't know what to do. Yeah. It looks interesting. I remember that being a factor. Anyway, right, let's push the button and we'll go. We'll load a platoon and let's go for it. Oh yeah, we've been downloaded from here again. I'm going to put a great big sticky thing over you. I should do, really. You can find any rare Spectrum game here. Fair enough. The 128k version of Platoon. There we go. And this one better be more successful. Let's hope this one's more successful than the last one. Much more successful. We actually have music and controls. The first casualty of war is innocence. I would say that's probably true. Right. Okay. After redefine the keys. Select. Cap shift. Fire grenade. Space. It's got controls at Kempston. I don't want controls Kempston. Keyboard. And then R to redefine the keys. Caps lock. Fire bullet. M. Up, down, right, left. That works for me. Press fire to begin. Entering the combat zone. Now I'm sure this is where you wander around the forest first off. Yeah, there we go. So there's our little man wandering around the forest. At least they went with the colours on it, you know, and you try to find your other patrolmen, I believe, your other members of your squad. I'm not gonna throw. Oh, he's on the ground. I remember that. It's absolutely awful. Yeah, it was really awful because they used to hide on the floor, and they do that to you all the time. I think this has been hacked though, because I think I've got infinite lives. Look. Yeah, I've definitely got infinite lives. Yeah, because I remember this being an absolutely awful game for killing you all the time. Yeah. Oh no, ammo and stuff like that's going down, but it's not. I'm not dying or anything like that. And this is horrible as well, because this is one of these. You need to map the wood to get through it. It was a definite map the wood job. It's different with the music, because I remember the 120, the 48K version of it. I don't think I was impressed with it as I was hoping to be. I thought I was going to be grittier, if that makes sense. But yeah, there's all the time and things like that is off. Look, all of the options have been turned off. Yeah, they can't seem to do me any damage. Nothing there. I like the effort with the forest, and the fact that they didn't care about the colour clash is always a good thing sometimes. I mean, and it works well enough as well, because of the fact that, you know, you think about a soldier and his camouflage gear and stuff like that. It kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So I kind of get that. Yeah, I'm definitely got infinite lives, because you would have been dead by now, well and truly, several times over. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Yeah, I've been shot in the legs every time. Look, loads of times. It's horrible, that part. I'm gonna go this way. Oh, man dropped out the tree. Let's go this way. I think we just need to find our way out. Get our way out of the forest. I think that's the aim. I can't remember, to be honest with you. It's been a long time since I've played this one. Yeah, and it's fine with no energy, with no. I'm just following the what looks something like a pathway. There's a bomb on the floor. You found some explosives. I'm not sure what that means. I have TNT for something. I'm not sure what the TNT is used for, but we have it. As I say, I had it as a kid, and all the thing I remember about is the forest. And you know what's worse is I don't remember the sort of the colour clash. However, I did have a black and white telly for a long time, so chances are that I was playing this on a black and white telly, so of course colour clash wasn't an issue. Just being able to see the character was. So I have a feeling that's probably the case. So I've got infinite lives and infinite ammo. So, well, I think this is as good a place as any to leave it. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Share it a little bit if you can, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.